Hi everybody, it's Anna. Today's a very special day because today starts Indie Film Friday. So every week on the blog, you will get to see a new indie film. I'll be reviewing it here on the YouTube channel, but I will be featuring some information about it on my blog every Friday. So to start it off, for week one, it's a film I found, not one that was brought to me, and that's The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened by Jon Schnepp. I became familiar with this film long before it was ever even released, and that's because I was a big AMC movie fan, and I used to watch Jon Schnepp all the time, and he would crack me up. And they always talked about the upcoming documentary. And I honestly had no idea Superman Lives was ever going to be made. I know, that's a major fail for a comic book fan to not have known that. And I'm not going to claim age either on this one. Like, oh, I was too young. I would have never known. I just didn't know. So even finding out this film was ever going to be made and then it wasn't made me extremely excited because I wanted to know what this was going to be like. And the minute they said, oh, it was going to be a Tim Burton directed, Nicolas Cage starring Superman film, I was like, I'm down. Why didn't they make this film? I would have seen it. So wanting to find out what happened was a big deal for me at that point. Then I kind of became a little obsessed. So had pre-ordered it, everything. Waited patiently, like, ooh, it's coming. And then it arrived, and of course, pull it out of the package, throw it in, and watch it. Now, I've watched through it several times now. Recently, again, just to refresh it, because it did come out just a little bit ago. And I took a few things away from this film. One, I think John Peters is crazy. I mean, he could be crazy in a good way, like super entertaining, but I think the man's nuts. Two, Kevin Smith is hilarious, and he should have written a Superman film. I think he should write a superhero film of some kind. I don't care what it is at this point. I don't care who Marvel or DC lets him have. He needs to do it. I need to see this. I can't even off the top of my head think of a character that would be perfect for Kevin Smith, but I need him to do this. And three, when a film goes wrong, the fingers are pointing. It was really interesting to see the different versions of the stories because very few times did they match up. It seemed like everyone had their own take on why it didn't work out. But it was never, oh, it was all my fault, I dropped the ball. It was very interesting. And to see, some of the concept art, some of the costume art, so cool. I know it would have been weird. Trust me, I know it would have been so weird. Couldn't be any worse than that Batman and Robin film. Let's be honest. I mean, that would have been the weirdest. And finding out that what we got in return, was Superman Returns. So they scrap Superman Lives and they give us Superman Returns. Superman Returns is terrible. Like, really terrible. Like, I don't want to admit it's a Superman movie. I don't like it at all. And I don't think a lot of Superman films do. And I don't know that the Superman fans would have been jumping up and down about this one either. But regardless, it would have turned into a cult classic. There's no way around it. I mean, it was just going to be so weird and so quirky and so different than anything we'd ever seen from a Superman film that despite my argument always that, you've got to stick to what the fans want, I think a cult following would have grown up from it, at least from the Tim Burton fans. Because that's what you get with Tim Burton. You know that walking into a Tim Burton film. So seeing his take on Batman, which was so good, I love the first two Batman films. I think seeing his Superman take would have been awesome, even if it was quirky and weird and over the top. And so what? At this point, it's Tim Burton. I would have shown up. So the documentary is extremely well put together. They put a lot of effort into trying to really give us a great picture of what this film could have been. Kind of, I'd say, what we missed out on. Again, probably would have been box office gold, but it would have been so weird that, I mean, cult classic all the way around. So I really applaud, you know, John Schnepp for the work he put into this documentary. It's extremely well done. You would never know that, you know, it was completely, you know, crowdfunded. Um, you know, it's very professional, but still also very funny. You know, some documentaries take themselves too seriously. This one didn't. They had fun with it. And you could tell Kevin Smith was having a great time. And just all the interviews, all the people involved, just fun. Definitely not your typical boring documentary. You know, it's run of the mill. So as a Superman fan, as a John Schnepp fan, folks, it's a 5 out of 5. I love this documentary. I really recommend it for the comic book nerds out there, and even the non-comic book nerds out there. It's just a wonderful documentary. You can pick it up on Amazon and a few other places. I'm not sure all of them, but I definitely think you should check it out. It's a 5 out of 5. 5 glasses of wine, John. And I really think we need to see more from you, John. Give us more. Tell us more untold superhero stories. I need them. And Kevin Smith, I need you to write a superhero script. I don't care for what. Pick a superhero. Do it. I'll watch it. I'll pay. So that's that. 5 out of 5. Love it. First Indie Film Friday. Truly an incredible film. Loved it. Get it. So that's it for this week. Next week we'll have a different film. I'm not going to tell you what it is. For you guys to check out, but definitely check out The Death of Superman Lives, What Happened, directed by John Schnepp. Bye, everybody.